London's burning, Joe.
London's
It's a
not
review.
burning, Mark.
Okay, in
Okay,
1961,
stop
London was
spoiling
burning. I'm sure they will understand
We're not
that
talking
London
about the
might
ITV show
potentially-
London's Burning.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah.
With Robson Jamone.
Jamone.
Soldier. That was... Sorry, we're doing Gorgo, which is basically the British Godzilla.
Yeah, that's all you need to know, really. London gets destroyed. No.
London gets destroyed.
There's a baby. The baby gets taken.
Stop, we're going well too far ahead.
I know.
There's like zero spoilers.
I know. Zero spoilers.
Right.
I think also spoilers throughout
The spoilers
for the
throughout.
1961 Gorgo.
Also spoilers for the end of the Lost World. Anyway, so there's treasure buried
Yes.
in a sunken ship.
Yeah, apparently.
And
We don't see
the
it.
guys are just chilling on the ship. And in the distance, there's just like this.
Yeah.
They're all just looking at it like, oh, you should move soon. You don't know what the thing is. No,
And the
that's
face
not
just
even the
pops up.
thing.
Okay, well, the best
You stop,
baby's
just
one's
wait.
not.
And then
the blah, blah, blah.
yeah, the thing's just like blah blah blah, and this guy's like, oh, there's loads more treasure down here. I'll go back down again, and then this guy pops up, and then this massive volcano sort of erupts.
Wait, is that a volcano?
That's a volcano. That's
That's
not.
Gorgo's head from
It's not.
rising up.
It's like a volcano thing. That's why there's suddenly a storm, because they go from absolutely fine, the volcano appears, and an instant, the whole is like
I
a
thought
tsunami.
they were like. I thought that was Gorgo's head.
No, it's
You
the
sure
crack-
that's not Gorgo's head?
It's like a volcano. It's like a cracking of the earth.
Oh, I
Because
thought
it
that
like
was-
rips apart all the bottom of the sea.
I know, but I thought later on that the reason why he was like, oh yeah, it rips apart all the bottom of the sea was because Gorgo's feet were just stomping around, destroying those
No,
prehistoric
they don't know
creatures.
there's any sort of monsters there. It's just like a.
I thought they saw
That's why they're
Gorgo's
also-
head.
It's more confusing why they're so chilled when clearly there's a massive earth eruption.
Well,
just
yeah,
nearby.
I
Why
was
are they
quite
not
confused
leave?
about that. Yeah, but to be honest, I mean, like if we saw loads of bubbles coming out from like afar, and you were under there, and it was like,
Yeah, but I come
oh,
back
yeah,
up and it's
we
like,
should-
oh, 5 more minutes.
yeah, he just did the
It's
5
stupid.
minutes thing. That is odd.
The question to me was, what the fuck were they doing in that barrel? Did you see the people? So there's like, it's just this boat being flung around and then it cuts to like a little model. And there's these two guys keep grabbing this big barrel of whatever and they're
How much that barrel?
constantly, it's like, just let it go overboard. Is it full of treasure? It kept cutting to the barrel.
It's like, let's just hold on to this barrel. This barrel won't
but
move.
it's moving everywhere. It's
Obviously,
trying to
very
escape.
light.
So then
That stop motion, not
Well,
stop
it's not
motion,
stop motion,
the,
it's just a little model
the
boat.
little model boat thing is so funny though. I didn't think. Did you? Obviously, we watched the Blu-ray version
Yeah.
of it. So, do you feel like it looked as bad back in the day?
there was a lot of bits where there was like, I don't know if they call it production or green screen in the old days, where the green screen was happening, where they started like sometimes it would appear in front of them.
Okay.
There's a lot of that where they're in a boat and it was like, hello, I'm blah blah blah, and there was
Yes.
like obviously film behind them of other
Yes.
people in boats in the distance. The boat gets fucked, so they have to go to this little Nara island,
Yeah. No.
run by these Irish people who only speak Gaelic.
I think it's an Irish.
Well,
Island.
it's an island, yeah, I'm guessing, yeah.
it's an
But they all
Irish
speak in
island.
Gaelic and they don't trust Sam and Joe, who are the people,
Yeah.
the main guys. And loads of the Irish guys have lost, well, they've lost divers,
Yeah.
and obviously weird shit's going on. So
Okay.
they go to the, they go and park up, and what McCarran
Who's that?
rules the island,
Oh yeah.
and he's like, you can't stay here, you need a fucking permit, you
Yeah.
just pay me, whatever, get off the
Bullshit.
island. Bullshit.
Bullshit.
Sean, his child helper guy.
Yeah, that was a bit odd.
I do odds and ends for him. I can't.
Yeah.
That wasn't nice.
He had a very, very like fascinating, like quite an enchanting voice, old Sean.
Okay.
Well, you got to go to Gorgo. It was just really quite nice. I
So
don't know
the
why.
leader, sorry, I'm going to keep getting his name wrong. McCarran basically has been.
I think it's
Yeah. This guy runs
Yeah.
the island and he has a shack.
red turtleneck.
Yeah, red turtleneck. That's what we're going to call him. He has a whole shack full of just like booty that
Yeah.
he's fucking found from pirate ships and stuff. And he knows obviously around his island there's just loads of fucking treasure. And he doesn't want anyone else
Because
having
loads of
it.
ships get wrecked because
Yeah.
Gorgo.
But no one else has ships. Because
What do you
when
mean?
Gorgo happens, they're all trying to get away on the American ship.
Mm.
And he's like, no one's leaving this island or you won't get paid or
Well,
whatever.
yeah,
the fuck it
probably
was.
because each time people keep turning up on the island, he's like, "Oh, you better fuck off! But you need a permit in 24 hours.
Yeah.
Or it's going to fucking destroy your boat."
Yeah. He wants his
And
treasure.
they're like, "Well, I don't need a fucking."
I don't know
permit for it."
what he's doing with the money for the treasure because he's just living in a little shack.
Well,
like,
to be honest, if you were
what's
like,
the-
you just move out, wouldn't you? Like later on, you just keep getting your amount, keep getting what you need.
You'd have someone else on site who's just like
What,
they'll
like,
get a
selling
percentage.
it on? Yeah,
They'll
well,
get a percentage, but he's in his mansion.
Well, like American Pickers, he just goes off and
Yeah.
gives it to like Danielle.
He
or
spent all his
whatever.
money on fucking turtlenecks. That's it.
Yeah.
He's just living in a small. He doesn't look like he's
I don't think
better
he
off
must-
than anyone else.
No,
on the
yeah, you're right.
island.
You are right there. He just can surround himself with misery goods. Like,
Yeah.
he can just like, I own all of this now.
Yeah, it was very weird. So then Gorgo turns up.
Yeah,
or what
Gorgo
we
turns
think
up.
Is Gorgo? Is it
Yeah.
Gorgo? Which
No.
one's Gorgo?
Apparently, it's not Gorgo. I didn't.
No,
think
it is
this was
Gorgo because they go come and see Gorgo with Gorgo.
Yeah, so this baby one's Gorgo. The
Baby
large
Gorgo
one.
turns up and
No,
just...
is it Baby Gorgo that turns up? Because when you see...
They call him Gorgo.
Oh.
The people in the film
It
give
is
him the
Baby
name
Gorgo.
Gorgo.
It is Baby Gorgo.
So Baby
What
Gorgo...
do they call him? They call him like... There was that little kid call him.
There's
It's
like,
some Viking shit.
There's a Viking sort of monster
It's like,
that
it's Orca!
Baby Gorgo turns up, tries to attack the island.
Mhm.
Luckily,
Some
everyone's got
people have
guns.
fire.
Well, they don't have guns.
No,
I'm
they
pretty
just
sure
throw
they
this-
try and
no,
shoot
I
stuff.
don't think they shoot him. I think they just throw that... They just throw little
They
matches
suddenly
at him.
pick up like these burning logs.
Yeah.
The whole island's covered in burning
Burning
logs.
apparently.
And he's like, oh, someone goes in his mouth. And
Yeah,
he's like,
fuck this. Fuck this, I'm off. I'm going back to bed.
So he goes back to bed, and then they're like, the turtleneck's like, get rid of this monster for me, you guys with a boat, somehow.
Yeah.
So they go in a diving bell, for some reason,
Yeah.
that's going to help.
Yeah.
Baby Gorgo grabs it,
Yeah.
and they just... I don't understand, because Gorgo's
Yeah, I don't
grabbing this
understand
diving
this either.
bell, and the boat's like tipping over. It's like,
Yeah.
it's too powerful.
Yeah.
Throw the nets.
Yeah.
So they throw the nets over, scoop Gorgo up,
But
and then
with the
on
same
one rope,
yeah.
like,
Yeah, apparently Gorgo can put down more pressure, more cubic pounds of pressure than the boat than he actually weighs.
it's because he's
Which is very,
65,
very
he's
amazing.
65 feet tall. I don't know why
Yeah.
I remember that. I think, so he's massive.
This
but
is
somehow
Baby
fits.
Gorgo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just Gorgo, because no one knows the name of the other bit.
No, but okay. So at the point in time when it is
Are
done,
you following
this
people?
is the smaller one. This
Yeah.
is this size one. The other one must be like, what? 200 feet?
Oh, it's
I think
something
they
like
do.
that.
Yeah,
I
it's
think they do
massive.
say.
Yeah,
It's at least 4 times as big.
Yeah, yeah.
So they capture it. They have it on the boat. Think Lost World, where they have the T-Rex.
Yeah.
And they are just filling it full of. I was going to say antidepressants. Then filling it full of antidepressants.
Yeah, filling it full of cat.
Yeah, and it's just like keeps opening its eyes. And they're going to take it to the Dublin Museum, but actually they're fucking not. They're going to take it to that circus because they speak to the people from Dublin University. Sorry, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll sell you."
Those incredibly English Dublin University people.
But the circus is offering $35,000 for it,
Oh,
so they're like,
shit.
"Sell for the circus."
Take that.
Yeah,
Yeah. Let's just put it right in the centre of London, Battersea.
And Sean, the little kid, is
Mhm.
actually hidden on the boat, and he
Yeah.
just starts to undo
Yeah,
the thing.
which
He gets
is
the
the
guy
best
killed.
thing to do. Yeah, he does get that guy killed.
He belongs in the sea. Or whatever
Yeah,
he fucking
he's like,
says.
go and fucking wash your face, Sean.
Yeah, what?
Go and wash
Get
your
that kid
face,
and
Sean.
wash his face.
Yeah,
It's
wash his
so
face.
fucking
We can't even...
I
We're
know.
sailors here. We've got to have dry faces.
I realise I have a lot of mud on my face, like saying that.
Yeah,
so
you
I
got.
can't speak.
Yeah,
I'm
you can't
covered
talk.
in
You
shit.
can't talk,
Yeah.
Sean.
Sean.
Anyway, we get to fucking London.
Yeah.
And we put him in the thingy. There's all the fanfare about
There's a big
Gorgo.
plastic Gorgo going around London. It
Yeah.
looks pretty cool, actually.
It
It's
does
just
look
like
pretty
on the back
cool.
of a truck, painted on the side like "Watch Gorgo."
You know the trivia for that, don't you?
With the buses used to advertise Gorgo.
No. The those that was driven around London really early in the morning, like 3 o'clock in the morning. And then the commentator guy was like, "Oh yeah, here's Gorgo. Everyone's been told to keep him indoors, but actually it was just really fucking."
Was that the same commentator guy that was in throughout the film?
I think so, and I hope so.
And later on, he's like, "I can't see. There's too much smoke."
"Yeah, that's just so much. Yeah, it's such a good. That was such,
I can't see anything at all. There's too much smoke.
That made me. I don't know why
That
that made me
was-
laugh so much.
one of the best parts of the film.
I liked
yeah.
how the English people all thought that the Gorgo was just a trick by the Irish at one point. They were
Oh,
thinking
really?
it's like, what did they say?
The whole thing is merely an elaborate Irish hoax.
Why would the Irish pretend
There's a big.
they're not
monster.
even selling
Well,
it?
no, I
It's them
suppose
that-
it's like. Well, yeah, but I suppose it's like Loch Ness. It's like, oh, that's just a Scottish.
No, but they're
hoax, just to
bringing
bring
the thing
people
to
over.
London.
Yeah.
They're not
But I
trying to.
suppose
No
they
one's going
don't
to
think at the
islands.
time.
They basically go to this Jurassic Park that was built. You didn't hear about it in the first film, but actually it was being built in the middle of San Francisco.
Right. Okay.
Or was it LA? I can't remember which.
San Francisco. I
Yeah.
think it was.
So they built that circus Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
And it already has a holding cell for Gorgo.
Yeah. Well, he did actually say in it. He did actually say we've rushed it through.
How the fuck did they build that?
They said we've rushed it through.
Yeah.
So obviously it's not built correctly.
Yeah.
But Gorgo actually seems to be pretty well kept in there, to be honest.
Well,
They seem to
Gorgo,
have done
they're
a
like
good job
trying to
with that
put-
little mustachioed man did quite a good
Yeah,
job.
they cut all the they cut him out that fishing net he's spinning all this
Yeah.
fucking time, and he just tail whips this guy and
Oh,
kills
yeah.
him, and they're like, get the flamethrowers, so they're like, and Gorgo's just like, "Ugh," and then he gets in his cage and like shuts the door like behind him. He's like, "Ugh." But he keeps showing he's 65 feet tall.
Yeah.
and it shows these shots
Oh,
where
sometimes
he's
the
like.
scale was like way.
He's
weird.
above it, and then he's like really small, like he's in a swimming
Yeah.
pool, and he's like looking up at all the people.
The scale was very
Yeah.
odd a lot
So
of the time.
Gorgo's to hit the town. Everyone in London's going to see him.
That place is packed to capacity.
he bought
They're
it
like
for
seems like a full
$35,000.
house. It's like seems like a fucking health
Yeah.
and safety nightmare.
Oh, mate.
Out in the ocean though, what's going on while Gorgo's living
I was
up
going
on
to
the
say Mrs.
town?
Gorgo. Sorry, Mum Gorgo.
Mum
Mama
Gorgo.
Gorgo.
Oh, you think it's a mum? You think it's
I
dad?
assume it's
Yeah, probably.
Dad
is,
won't give a
man.
shit. He's fucked
Yeah,
off
he's
somewhere.
fucked off. He just planted his seed and gone.
Yeah.
I bet the thing that plants the seed is like real small. Like it's
Like
like a
volcano.
fish. It probably is just the volcano.
Maybe they're banging in the volcano, and then
The
that's
Virginia.
Virginia, and that's where Baby Gorgo. Gorgo. So Mum Gorgo is basically, because when they're on the ship, they were spraying Gorgo with water and his scent got in the sea and obviously his scent...
Wait, is that what happened?
Yeah, actually explain it. So his scent went in the sea, so the mum comes all the way from Ireland.
I thought it was because he was like screaming at the top of his voice.
His elephant,
with
tiger,
this elephant,
lion,
tiger. Yeah. Mad scream. She could have just not done half the damage that she does. I don't know how familiar you are with London here.
Well,
here's a big map of London.
Yeah, I don't know where Dawkins
Here's the way the
Circus
Thames
is.
comes.
Yeah.
Well, Dawkins Circus is right here at the bottom of South Bank in Battersea.
Oh,
And then, for
Battersea,
some reason, he just fucking goes, Mama Gorgo comes down the Thames and then just goes, we'll just fuck all this
Because they were driving
area
him around everywhere in that fucking thing, like doing
Maybe,
advertising.
yeah.
So
He was
she's
just drifting the whole time. That's probably it.
So then basically she's trying to get a kid back. It's Jurassic Park.
heartbreaking.
Sorry, it's Lost World.
Yeah.
But I've also got another Jurassic Park connection in a minute, so you just wait for that.
Okay, I will.
So the mum attacks,
Okay.
and did you see what they did from Jurassic Park 3 in this? I'm already there. Jurassic Park 3, so she's coming down the Thames. Oh, she smashes Tower Bridge.
Oh, yeah, she fucks
Don't
up.
forget these mannequins.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, these mannequins are fucking amazing. I'm not gonna lie. I really quite enjoyed a lot of the destroying of landmarks that we know.
Yeah, and
It was
they were good
nice.
models. Like
Yeah.
they actually didn't seem just like boxes with like they actually had a good crumble to them. You see where he's just staring up at Gorgo, like laughing, and when he's destroying everything, he's there. There's this, and he's just like, yes.
them this would happen.
But going back to Jurassic Park 3, the terrible Jurassic Park. So Gorgo's mum's going down the Thames, and they have that boat full of petrol.
Yeah.
So they let all the petrol
yeah.
out, and I was like, someone's gonna have a fucking flare here.
Yeah.
And then like William H Macy.
Is that what happens in? Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
'Cause- yeah, and then it sets all the things like,
Yeah.
"Wah!"
Yeah.
It's so much Jurassic Park.
Which one's William H Macy? Is he the one with the mustache?
Yeah.
How did you know that actor's name?
William H Macy's really famous.
No, he's not really famous.
He's in Boogie Nights where his wife keeps banging everybody and then he shoots her in a button in the head.
Right.
William
Okay.
H Macy's in Fargo. He's very, very famous.
I wouldn't say he's very famous.
He's
I
so
think that's the
famous.
shocking one that you can get that name straight off the bat. That's
Mark's
pretty
going to feel
impressive.
pretty stupid when I see this filmography of William H Macy. He's freaking massive. Anyway,
I can
so they
imagine.
did most Jurassic Park things, but they
Yeah.
have to get the baby to its mum, or the mum has to get to the baby.
Yeah.
But they need to electrocute. I'm trying to remember, there's some sort of electrocution going on as well.
But yeah, but I
Battersea
think
Power
they-
Station.
I think they just sort of like electrify all the fence around it, just sort of in hopes to kill Gorgo
Yeah.
at the end. But then Gorgo sort of just goes up, takes the baby.
Big Gorgo.
The big Gorgo, sorry, yeah, Mama Gorgo goes up, takes the baby, and was like, right, we're off. And they're like, best to let her go.
Yeah, just let
actually.
her go.
Thinking about
The
it, all our
indestructible
stuff.
wonder lizard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the indestructible wonder lizard that's just destroyed the whole, decimated England.
My biggest problem with this film was because it was very of the time. I kind of got the story. I get how it all worked,
Mhm.
but I didn't like how similar the Gorgo and Gorgo's mum was. They should have had the mother one. Should have had because obviously it was
So
the
like
same
the kid would
costume.
just have like one of those little spinny things on his head,
Yeah.
like a rattle or something.
But she should have had like a frill thing,
Yeah,
or just something
okay.
because they're obviously the same costume.
I get that,
And
yeah.
one's just we'll do that
Different
one.
scale.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was just two. I was like, well, I can't understand. Whereas if one was like an adult, because they just look identical.
I get that. Yeah, I completely agree with you there. I feel like the baby Gorgo might have even been an afterthought, and they were just like, right, what have we got sets wise? Well, right, we've got a really, really small. We've got a London that's this small.
Yeah.
And we've got a London that's this small. Which one do you want to use? And it's like, we'll use them both, and we'll just have baby Gorgo. in
Yeah, I
there.
kind of I would have rather have Baby Gorgo be smaller.
Yeah. No, I think baby Gorgo should have been smaller.
Because he just changed his size too much, and
He
then when the
does
big
change
Gorgo
size
turned
a
up, I was like,
fucking
well,
lot.
really, in some
If it
shots,
was
he
just-
looked as big as that one.
Yeah,
like-
if Baby Gorgo was actually just like a man in a suit size, maybe a little bit larger,
Yeah.
I think that it would have been a lot easier to deal with. But then again, he wouldn't have been fucking tearing it up in the first place. He wouldn't have even been scared of him, wouldn't he?
No, but if he just attacked, I really want to know the story of the weird fish monsters, Mark.
Oh, what the weird
Floating
fishes
in the
that live
sea.
in the sea that he just
Yeah.
grabs? And
He just
like,
grabs
look at this weird
What the
happy
fuck's
massive
this?
fish.
Yeah, well, throw that away.
Yeah, that was fucking minging.
There must
tell
be
you what, we
massive
don't-
undersea creatures, because that's obviously from the volcano. and
Yeah.
It's like made a hole through.
I still think that's Gorgo. It's not. But
What, he was full of weird fish?
No, he was just full. No, he just scraped up all the dead fish off that lived in the
God,
bottom of the
just threw
ocean. No, that's what he said. It's like whatever it was, scraped all these fish up from the bottom of the ocean.
By the way, the guy with the turtleneck, he gets to come up on.
Oh, he does, big
Because
time,
Mum
yeah.
Gorgo just fucking steps on his
Stomps
house.
right on him.
And they love that effect of bricks falling in the front of the screen. Like, I don't know if they
Yes.
do it from projection or real projection, I don't know what you call it. The layering, where they're just like, there's
Yeah,
bricks.
they do love that.
Love
There was quite
brick
a lot
death.
of bricks. There was a lot of there were a lot of the paper bricks
Paper
falling on
bricks falling
people
on
as well.
people, yeah.
That was quite a good one.
People just jumping down staircase. Like,
Oh my
the
God,
Mum Gorgo
the
was just
manic
going in a straight
part.
line.
Yeah.
And everyone is just pretty much just killing each other,
We
jumping out windows,
we don't
jumping
handle
over
this sort of
banisters.
shit very
It's
well.
like, it was fine. It was a fine Sunday morning.
Exactly, yeah. It's I definitely have seen it before around
Some
Sunday
of it,
morning
yeah, yeah.
sometimes. Yeah, I feel like the ending. But I mean, like if you think about it, it came out like 6 years after the first Godzilla came out, probably maybe 7 years. It did. I don't know. How do you feel like it lived up to it?
It didn't have enough dread. Gorgo,
Yes.
it was just a bit like he seemed a bit mindless and just like it was his hands thing where it's just like
The hands were the biggest part for me, but I don't know if that's because I love Godzilla and the hands just look different.
Yeah.
They look too big.
Yeah,
and
it's just
sort of
like,
was like, hello.
I can't imagine him using the hands for anything.
Well, I don't think he did. We did actually. He tore down that London Bridge.
Yeah.
Tower Bridge, sorry.
Tower Bridge got fucked.
Tower
Like
Bridge got
match,
fucked
what do they
up.
call it? Stick paper or matchwood?
Matchwood. Matchwood, probably.
Too much smoke!
Stick paper.
Stick paper.
Yeah, I mean, like, I thought
and the noises, by the way, I didn't like it. The noises just did not compare. And the music to Godzilla.
No, you're very right there. Yeah, you're right, the music and things. But I thought the special effects and the way he destroyed the town, and obviously the colour was pretty good, the fact that it had colour. But I thought the way, the destroying of London was pretty fucking good. And that whole end section was actually pretty good in comparison to other tokusatsu films of the time.
Yeah, and obviously because the Blu-ray, things like the blue screen, whatever you want to call it looked a bit shit. But some of the like, what do they call, like perspective shots, whatever, actually looked really good. We had people running in the front, and you had Gorgo in the background, and Mum Gorgo.
Yeah.
Like, there were some good shots in it, but it was okay.
It just, you were so right though about the dread sort of thing. Like, it didn't have that real dark fear to it. I mean, there was a lot more deaths, but it didn't really feel like there were a lot more deaths because it all didn't feel as, like you say, dreaded.
Yeah,
because the music wasn't as deep.
I don't like read loads of it, but I like a bit of Lovecraft and weirdness. And I thought just the idea of having that island, and then the crack in the earth and these weird beasts come out, like weird fish and monsters. Like, I would be quite happy, just like
living
weird shit starts happening. Well, not living there, but like, say the movie was about weird stuff happening on the island. Not straight for a big Gorgo, but like maybe weird little fish monsters attacking people. But obviously it's budget and all that stuff. But I much prefer that than just going, well, it's kind of King Kong mixed with various other things.
Yeah.
That whole bit, I was like, I don't care that much. Whereas I like the weirdness of...
Well, they kind of did that quite a bit. They did quite a lot of, like, it was, the first half of it was pretty much, like, mysterious,
it was
sort
mysterious,
of like, oh, what's going on here? Like, but actually,
Gaelic.
as soon as, but as you say, as soon as Mum Gorgo came up and destroyed that shit,
I was just like, Lost World.
It was like, right, now we're in just Godzilla at that time sort of thing. But what are you going to give it, Joe? I mean, it's a bit of a tough one to sort of rate in my mind. When I was on my way over here, I was thinking it's really fucking hard to rate.
I think I was happy that it was quick. Not that that's saying it was bad, but I was also happy that there wasn't a lot, because with some of these, there's a lot of like scientists just banging on about like overly explaining everything. And this was pretty quick. You had like the Dublin professors, you had a few guys being military guys.
Yeah, you're right.
Quickly,
it was a lot more Hollywood.
Yeah,
if you know what I mean, it was a lot more like, right, let's just get this.
Get to the action. I thought there'd be like one action scene, like at the end. I didn't suspect that it was actually. It didn't really stop.
No, it didn't really stop after the Mum Gorgo.
Yeah, and I just wanted Sean and Sam and Joe just to live happily ever after on a magical ship.
Just like they've just
stolen that kid. Was his dad? Or the parents been smushed? I'm guessing.
Yeah, the parents probably been smushed. Actually thinking about it, and that's why he got on there. But we didn't hear that backstory.
I kind of thought people should have cared more about how absolutely magical this beast was. Like, no one has ever seen anything like it.
Yeah.
It was like, we'll just do it at the circus. I feel like the government would take over that and just go, do you know what? We're going to have to check. Because they do kind of talk about, has it got diseases or parasites that we don't know about.
That.
I feel like, really, that's what would happen. They wouldn't just go, 35 grand, circus, sorted, and they get 50% of the door. I'm going to give it like a 5.5. I'm just going to say,
I'm in a similar boat. It's
5.
Like I was going to say 5.2.
It did everything that I wanted to, and some bits I say I wanted slight variations on the mum and baby, but it wasn't too jargony and science shit. It was swift. It was swift like a Gorgo chasing its baby. Gorgo.
But or just like not to the point like a Gorgo chasing
everywhere.
its baby. I thought I'm going to say 5.2, like just a little bit, probably a little bit better, because I'd say it's a little bit better than an average film. It's a 5.1 for Gorgo.
Sorry we haven't reviewed anything in a while.
Yeah, we've not reviewed fucking anything for ages.
Anyway, that was Gorgo. Thanks a lot for watching.
Cheers.
And wash his face. Harry, put a guard on that thing 24 hours and give him a rifle.